Hi creatives! Today I'm showing you how I made these stamped curtains. I had some old cheap curtains that I thought I would upcycle by stamping them with a chevron pattern. I had two sets of mismatched curtains, so I sewed them together because I needed wider curtains, then made my stamp to add pattern. For extra information, including supplies needed, check out the description below. To make the stamp, I roughly drew out the pattern I wanted. Then I cut strips of foam to stick onto an offcut of wood. I used a paper template to make sure the angles of the pattern were the same at the top and the bottom, and then with craft glue I glued all the pieces on. I ended up cutting more foam and adding another layer of stripes as I needed the foam to be thicker to make a better print. If you find your foam is thick enough to start with, you may not need to do this. I made a print of the stamp using a black ink pad onto some plain paper. Before you lift the stamp off of the paper, draw around the stamp and then cut the print out. Glue this print to the top of the wood so that you can see where the pattern is going to print. Cover it with tape to help protect it a bit, as you'll need to wash your stamp off in between uses. Using a brayer and a piece of glass, roll an even amount of ink out. You want to make sure the ink is not too thin or thick. Do some test prints and you'll quickly work out how much ink to use. You'll see this print didn't turn out so well. I worked out that I needed to stand on it to give it some more pressure and get a better print. Okay, I'm getting ready to stamp here, and I've got this board underneath because if I did this on the floor, I'd end up with lines in my stamping. So I found this long smooth board to do it on. I'm going to use a bit of paper to protect the tabs at the top. I don't want to stamp those. And I'm just going to place my stamp down. I want to make sure that I don't line this up with the top there, because then I'll have these gaps at the top. And I'm going to stand on it. The first print. I think if I had have used spongy foam there, I might not have had to press down with my feet, but that's how I've worked out how to get a good print. Put that piece of paper there at the top, and I'm going to just eyeball that and make sure I think it's pretty straight. You know, we're doing handmade here, it doesn't need to be perfect. And we did it. Okay, so how I'm managing to stay straight is where this stamp ends, I'm measuring. So I've got 30 centimeters. Yeah, 30 to there. And I'm just taking some masking tape and marking that 30 centimeters. So I'm just going to go all the way down and mark that 30 centimetres with masking tape. Then as I keep going, I'll measure in again and mask the tape so I can make sure that my printing is staying fairly straight. So for this print, I want to make sure there's a good amount of space here between the last print and the new print I'm doing, which is why I have this on the back. I can see where it's going to print. So I'm making sure that's parallel with the edge of the curtain. Good to go.